All right, guys. Well, it's Christmas Day. Welcome. I decided I wanted to throw a little stream here, and the reason is getting my camera adjusted. The reason is I got a new and very exciting ship, and you're looking at it. It's the Neustrashimy. This was a steel boat that came out. Gosh, I don't even know when it was, but it was a while back, and it came out for steel, and it was a lot of steel. And at that time, it wasn't a tier 10, and there were some really competitive steel boats for people to choose from, and the Neustrashimy didn't sell that well. I think maybe it was tier 9, maybe people didn't know what it was, maybe Wargaming didn't push it very much. Something about this boat made it not sell very well, and as a result, I don't think that a lot of folks bought it. I very, very seldomly have ever seen one in the wild. I have seen one in the wild before it went coal, that is. But nowadays we're starting to see more of them out there, and it was a boat I always really wanted because I love the Russian destroyer line personally. It's not necessarily the most optimized for victory, but it's definitely one of the lines that I find the most fun to play. And I wanted to know, is the Neustrashimy also that much fun? But of course, steel is hard to come by. I was sitting there hovering around 10 or 12,000 steel for a long time, and I didn't have enough to get it. And now it's available for coal. It's available for a lot of coal, and Wargaming made sure that it was impossible to use your coupon on. So that sucks. But I had a bunch of coal, and I have been saving it for something. And when my coupon came back, I had planned to buy the Thunderer, the Marceau, or something like that. And then, of course, they announced that the Neustrashimy was coming to a coal store near you, and here it is. So obviously, I cranked up another 100,000 coal through Christmas boxes and playing ships and all kinds of fun stuff, and was able to purchase this for just under 300,000 coal. So that's a lot of coal. I'm gonna let that sink in. 300,000 coal. Remember when, what was it, Smalland maybe came out and they said, no, it's 2 million free XP now. That's what this feels like to me right now. Oh, it's 300,000. Yeah, no coupons accepted. But it's the Neustrashimy and it's a Russian DD, so I had to have it. So what I wanted to do today was jump on for a short stream. I'm going to play this boat a bunch of times, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what it's all about and try to learn how this ship works, because I don't really know. I haven't seen a lot of stuff on it out there from CCs and even other small streamers. I haven't really looked a lot for it either, to be fair. I just knew I wanted to buy it, and I went and I bought one. So this is the Neustrashimy. Actually, let me put that filter back on the way I had it. I think that's going to prove useful here in a minute. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Let's take a look at the armor layout. So armor-wise, like a lot of destroyers, not particularly durable. 10 or 13 mil up here on the superstructure. You're looking at 19 millimeters on the on the base hull, which is not uncommon. If you look at other destroyers, here's the Grozovoi, similar, obviously 19, 13, 10 mil, similar numbers as you might see on the Grozovoi. The Khaba is a little bit special, and if we take a look at the Khaba, you can see it's got this side plating. This is not available on most destroyers because the Khaba is what they call a destroyer leader. It's got a little bit more, girth to it, a little more heft to bounce and shrug off shells of lesser ships. So had to get my Dr. Pepper fix there. So you can see here a little bit of armor here underneath the guns, and again this side plating, which again we don't see in the Neustrashimy, but that's okay. Here's the Udaloi, right? Doesn't have that extra beefcake armor. Tashkent also doesn't have that armor. So Neustrashimy's right at home with the other Russian DDs having this armor layout. Okay, we'll minimize that. Really quickly, it does have 2 camouflage paint jobs. This is the darker of the 2. They're actually both really cool looking. It would be kind of nice if one of them, I really like the green and brown camo that is common to the Russian ships. I would love to have that on my Neustrashimy. I think I'm in the minority there, though. I think most people like the blue camos better. Here's the light colored one, which is actually a nice looking camo as well. In fact, I think I'm going to go with the light colored variant of this. Kind of a dazzle camo, what they call a dazzle camo. The intent of these historically was to make it difficult at different angles. You know how like when a ship is sailing away from you at this angle, sometimes it looks like maybe it's actually coming towards you, that kind of stuff. It's difficult to understand a corner. Well, the dazzle camo is intended to make that even more difficult for a spotter on an enemy ship. I don't believe it was ever proven to necessarily do so, but that was the intent back in the day when they had these. And again, in warships, it just makes your ship look cool. So obviously we should just enjoy the dazzle camo for what it is. So survivability, I put my Grozovoi captain on here. I have a 19-point Dasha. She's on here. That's her configuration. You can see what I've got there. So with that configuration, which does include additional hit points, she's got 23,650 hit points, which is a pretty stout boat. Again, comparing with Grozovoi, it's got 20,900, although I think if I throw my Grozovoi captain on here, which I will do really quickly, we will take a look at that ship and see that she has 24,400. So Nuestra is just slightly underneath what Grozovoi brings to the table. Swing her back over to that boat. Khabarovsk, of course, is kind of a tanky one and has 26,000 hit points. So a little bit lighter than Grozovoi, a little bit lighter than Khabarovsk. Again, at tier 9, let's compare it to Udaloi, which has 22,000, and Tashkent, which also has about 22,000. So the highest at tier 9, although these boats may or may not have that captain perk on there. Looks like old Stanislav does have it, and the other Stanislav does not have it. But okay. Dr. Pepper is historically accurate. I think you're talking about the Dazzle camo. I believe that's historically accurate. I was reading about this, but it's been a few years, so do your own research before you trust some random guy on the internet. At least go read Wikipedia or something. Got a comment there in chat from Keyed In. Okay, let's take another look at some more stuff. So survivability, about 24,000 hit points almost. So she's a pretty tough boat. Artillery, now the guns are not, with my limited research and my inspection of the ship, I don't think the guns are the key armament of this boat. It looks like Grozovoi turrets. These look very similar to the ones on Grozovoi. In fact, we'll kind of zoom in on one here. They got the little radar dome or whatever, or sensor dome, and then the two turrets in there. If we select Grozovoi, you can see they've got a very similar structure. So I believe these are effectively Grozovoi turrets. 130 millimeter 58 model 1957s. Neustrashimy has 130 millimeter 58 model 1957s. I didn't really pay attention to the mounts. I'm not going to get into that level of detail. But it's got a turret up front and a turret out back, and that's it. So you're looking at 4 barrels of Fury, throwing 130 millimeter shells, 950 meters per second. If we take a look at Grozovoi, 950 meters per second, right? So again, same guns. Khabarovsk has different guns on them, 900 meters per second. So Neustrashimy and Grozovoi, and for those of you who play these boats pretty consistently, those boats have a really flat trajectory, Grozovoi does, and thus you're going to see the same trajectory or shell velocity essentially out of the Nuestra, which is going to be good. So I think that's actually going to make this boat pretty sweet. We're going to go and take a look at torpedoes next. Now, I've got a few things here that modify the torpedoes through captain perks as well as modules and upgrades, and we'll talk about those here in a second. So these are not the base numbers, obviously, because stuff is equipped on this ship. With modules and upgrades, we've gotten the reload time down to 106. I think it's like 115, 120 or something before that. Turn time's pretty quick, whatever. Damage is about 18,000. That's not a huge shocker number. It's a reasonable number for a high tier destroyer. 10-kilometer range on these torpedoes. And then the speed here is 68 knots. Maybe that's boosted by my captain. I can't remember. So again, pretty quick, but not like lightning quick, right? It's not up in the 80s like some of the Pan-Euro boats are. 10-kilometer range is pretty good. And again, 18,000 damage, totally reasonable. AA defense is less than Grozovoi. It's got 47 points here. If we go to the Groz, you're looking at 58, and less than Khaba, right? So it's not going to be as able to SWAT airplanes as those two destroyers are, but it should be able to hold its own amongst other destroyers, right? If you look at Udaloi, it's at 47 as well, and you're looking at Tashkent, which has 25, right? So it's right in there with a decent number, but it's not, something to write home about necessarily. Yeah, continuous damage, there's numbers. 6-kilometer firing range is probably worth briefly mentioning. Maneuverability, she's not fast, so she does not carry with her the hallmark that a lot of the Russian destroyers do. 37.8 knots is quick enough, but it's not fast. So if we go take a look at Grozovoi, Grozovoi is 41.5, and we all know Khabarovsk is kind of a speed demon at 45.1. So Nuestra is going to be slower than both of those boats. It's compared to Udaloi, 42, faster, and Tashkent is 42.5. So slowest of all of the boats that we're looking at. Oh, one thing I did want to mention, taking a look at the artillery, 2x2, right? 2 turrets, 2 barrels, 130 millimeters, 4-second reload time. Again, a high shell velocity, which is pretty valuable. Friesland over here, however, is a 2x2. That's a boat that's worth comparing against. The reload time on the Friesland is 1.6 seconds. Right? Now, Friesland has no torpedo armament whatsoever. 0, no torps. So the main armament, or the main guns, basically, have to do all the damage that we expect out of that ship whilst it's out in a battle. So that slower reload on the Neustrashimy makes sense on account of the fact that it does, in fact, have torpedoes. So, if you're comparing it against this, optimizing it for guns doesn't make a lot of sense. If you want a gun, a 2x2 gun destroyer, just take Friesland. For Neustrashimy, that kind of inspired me to think of it more as a torpedo boat than a gunboat. Okay, so maneuverability, again, maximum speed 37.8. Turning circle radius is 700, which isn't super tight, but I think it's tighter than 720 on Grozovoi and 760 on Khabarovsk. Udaloi's at 610. She's a handler. That girl can turn, whereas the Neustrashimy is at 700, so a lot less handily than Udaloi, and a little bit tighter turning circle than Tashkent has. Rudder shift times 4.6. That's pretty quick enough for it's a destroyer, right? Concealment is where things get really interesting. So we talked a little bit about torpedoes, 10-kilometer torpedoes, so not 20K, right? They're not Shima torps, but they're not 8s either. They're 10s, and this boat, I think it comes in around 7-ish kilometers plus or minus before you put a captain on, before you put any upgrade modules on or what have you. And so now with all of those perks, we've gotten it down to 5.6 kilometers. The detectability by sea, 5.6K. So that's pretty good. The detectability by air is 2.4, which, if we remember, our AA range is 6 kilometers versus 2.4, right? Some of the destroyers, especially mid-tier, your detectability at sea and your AA range are the same. And that makes it really easy to just ignore hitting the P button to turn that on and off. But at Tier 9, we're expected to be a little bit more on top of it. If you want to stay undetected, you got to keep your AA off primarily most of the time. Yes, these are the base camos that it includes. So, yep, you've got the light colored one here, and I'll throw the other one on again really quickly. It's got a darker variant of this, and I'll come around to the sunshine side so you can kind of see it a little bit better. I'll hide that. In fact, I can just hide all of the GUI by holding right click. If you don't know you can do that, it's a really great trick. If you hold the right click button in port, it lets you just view the ship with none of the UI elements around. I'm going to switch back to the light colored camo on this one. And we'll do the right click trick again just to kind of pan around and let you see the beautifulness of this boat. So again, AA range, detectability is 2.4, firing range is 6 kilometers, so bear that in mind when you're out there. So that is our Neustrashimy. Let's take a look a little bit at her equipment. So premium ship, she's got all this stuff. You can see 0 XP on the boat right now, so it's gonna be my first game when we take it out here momentarily. These are the upgrades I went for. I did go take a look at the wiki. That was the only source I consulted, and then I used the old noodle here to help me decide whether or not I felt those were the right choices. I think in general I agreed with the wiki all the way down the board. So we went with main armaments just to make sure my main armaments are always up. Engine room protection because the alternative is less chance of fire, right? I don't have enough hit points to make that really valuable, so we went with engine room protection so I can keep moving at all times. The torpedo tubes modification increases the speed of the ship-launched torpedoes by 5%. So that's partly how we got up to 68 kilometers on this boat. And then obviously reducing the risk of them being incapacitated is nice. Traverse speed increase is cool, whatever. But mostly I wanted my torpedoes, the fish, to swim faster when I launched them out of the boat. Propulsion modification is what I went with in slot 4 here. The other alternatives were steering gears, and it steers pretty good. We probably could have thrown those on there to tighten up the turning circle a little bit, but at the end of the day, propulsion modification seemed to make more sense for me. Damage control system, again, that's more of a battleship thing or a super heavy cruiser thing, so it doesn't make as much sense on a destroyer to me. Obviously, concealment system modification 1 was super important for this boat. It brings our concealment. It was, I think, 6.2. Then I put this on and it came down to 5 point something, 5.6. So that brought our concealment down a pretty healthy chunk. So a worthwhile upgrade for sure. And also increases the dispersion of shells that are fired at me. And then finally, torpedo tubes modification. With this one, you could have gone with the main battery, but like I like to say, we're min-maxing this boat. So I didn't want to lean into its okay gun armament. Again, if I want a boat with 2 turrets that's really good at guns, I'm going to take out the Friesland. This is a boat with 2 turrets that really, I'm leaning more into the torpedoes here. So with the torpedo modification here in slot 3 and the torpedo modification here in slot 6, that gives me faster reload by 15%, as well as faster torpedoes once I've launched them through out of the old tubes. So that's kind of where I went with the upgrades. Again, all the modules are fine because it's a premium ship. Down here, we don't have any options. There's no swappability. But what's cool with the Neustrashimy is you get 5 different consumables that you can use when you're out there in battle. Repair and smoke, or damage control, I should say. And smoke, pretty common, pretty standard fare. We also get defensive AA fire, which is really great, especially for a boat like this one where the AA defense isn't quite as high as you're seeing on the other tier 10 destroyers, the Grozovoi or the Khabarovsk. But again, it's pretty competitive with what we're seeing with Udaloi. Engine boost, we do have an engine boost, again, a pretty traditional destroyer consumable, fine, whatever, plus 8%, yada yada. This is a hull repair. Now, a hull repair is very common, very normal on a destroyer. This hull repair, though, if you note, has 2 little green pluses in it, not just 1. Now, that means this is a super heal. HP per second is 354, lasting for 20 seconds, and it reloads in 72 seconds. Okay, 354, 20, 72. Let's compare that with, we'll go with Udaloi, equal tier. Now the Udaloi, you'll see, has just a single plus on there because it's a normal heal. Instead of 354 hit points per second, the Udaloi only heals 131 hit points per second, but it lasts for 28 seconds. We could do some math there and find out if that's more or less than the other one, but we know it's less. It just lasts longer. So not only does the Udaloi heal more damage per second, but it heals more damage overall. So that means it's going to heal more damage and do it faster than its contemporaries in the Russian line at tier 9. Let's compare it with the Grozovoi first. Again, single plus. Grozovoi is 104 hit points and 28 seconds. Khabarovsk is 156 hit points and 22.4 seconds. So Neustrashimy blows these boats out of the water when it comes to that. Not only that, but take a look at this. I think, if I remember the number right, we're going to find out if I recall, 4 charges in the Khaba, only 2 charges in the Grozovoi, because the Grozovoi has 5 consumables, a ridiculous number. Remember, 5 consumables is how many the Nuestra has. Udaloi has 3 charges at tier 9. Tashkent, we'll look at it real quick, 3 charges as well, and only 3 consumables. Neustrashimy has 5 different choices in its consumable toolbox, and it has, I guess it only has 3. I was wrong. I thought it had more. I thought it had 4 charges. But it's got 3. So that's still more than Grozovoi has at tier 10, and it's got all the similar tricks as well. So pretty capable little boat here, the Neustrashimy, and I say that, of course, having never sailed it myself, but we are going to take it out right now. So I hope that was an interesting walkthrough of what this boat is and what it's capable of. I've got a division here set up with my friend Waimea K-Boy, and we are going to dive in. I'm going to take the Neustrashimy out. This is the first time we're pulling out of port, and here we go. Let's go find ourselves a battle. I'm going to need to watch out for that Missouri's radar. And I'm also going to need to watch out for that Yugumo and the Kidda and the Fletcher, all of which are very low detect destroyers. Now, I do have some smoke. My smoke puffs for 20 seconds and lasts for a minute and a half, about a minute 37. So that's pretty good. But it's not, you know, Fletcher good. The Fletcher's got better smoke than most. That's a hallmark of the U.S. destroyer line, is that ability to... Oh my gosh, my camera is broken. I'll fix it. I need to go change that layout. I'll do that after this battle. We'll go back to the YouTube layout. Okay. Well, somebody filled Charlie with torpedoes. Neustrashimy. I think this is going to be a fun boat. I hope so anyway, because it cost me 300,000 coal. That's like 2 ships worth of coal. This thing needs to be as fun as a Marceau and most of a Thunderer. Echo 8 you tagged? That's right here. Gotcha. I don't really want to... Oh no, there's a Kidda over there, huh? I don't really want to get in a fight with a Kidda. And there's that turning circle. I want her to turn sharper right now. I do. Hopefully that will be good enough, but we'll see. Oh, Benham over here. He sees what I'm trying to do, and he has a much... Look at the size of these 2 boats. Yeah, it's a ton of coal. There's the Kidda. Benham throwing a curse word at me, but look how tiny his little baby tier 5 looking destroyer is compared to this monster girl. My goodness, she's so big.
Двигатель выведен из строя.
Benham would be pissed if I put torps in front of him, so I won't. Seattle should absolutely be radaring me right now, but he's got a Benham to shoot at, so he's not worried about me. I'm going to use this as an opportunity. I'm going to abandon my smoke here, which is an expensive and terrible way to live. I can't believe that Fletcher has gotten that shot up. That is excellent work. See, normally in a destroyer, I would say, let's heal right now, right? I've lost 4,000 hit points. We're about 4 minutes into the match. It's time to start using my hull repairs. But it's not, because this thing, I can just 3D print a whole new Neustrashimy in just a moment. Alright, Kilo Viper over there loves using that curse word emoji thing. Not emoji. What's it called when you use the F keys? Emote?
Обнаружен крейсер противника.
A couple of shots at this Georgia. I'm going to stay back here where I'm behind my puff of smoke. And we'll throw several shots at this Georgia.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
Nobody's spotting for me anymore. Alright, let's keep going. We'll go support the Benham. Now that rate of fire, right, it's not that impressive. 4 seconds. I always feel in my Friesland like it's not fast enough, and it's 1.6 seconds on the replays. So there's 2 shots, 2, 3, 4, 2 shots, 2, 3, 4, 2 shots, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. It's not quite quick enough to make me want to optimize the guns. Now, you could have made these guns reload a 0.4 seconds faster. with the main gun module instead of the torpedo module. 0.4 seconds on the main guns, it's not going to make that feel totally satisfying. Especially when I've got, you know, the Udaloi, which has enough turrets. It's got 3 doubles, and it shoots just as fast. I'm, you know, pretty sure. I'm actually surprised I could shoot over that island with the velocity of these guns. Venom's over here doing good work. See if I can't help out. Can't believe that kid is getting chased away. Somebody did a number. It's probably that.
Обнаружен линкор противника.
We lost. Alright, I'm going to turn in here. We're going to swing in and take Charlie because I think it's going to be ours pretty soon. This boat is so weird with that super heal. I think it's going to be really, really powerful. The thing about it is making sure you don't take massive damage such that you die all the way before you have a chance to use your heal. Have to see how much light damage we can take. And because the armor is not very heavy on it, we'll probably see overpens and things like that, just because it's a destroyer. And those overpens are going to, you know, translate to light damage, if I understand how the system works correctly. And light damage is repairable, right? I should probably study up on that a little bit more to make sure I know what I'm talking about. She's not fast. I want her faster. Yeah. That is one thing I will gripe about on this boat. But it's got enough positives that maybe that's something we can overlook. Sort of like how Shimakaze is not really fast, Yugumo is not really fast, Friesland's not very fast, right? A lot of these good boats that we like are not particularly fast. I just miss the speed because I feel like it should be a part of these Russian destroyers. It should be a part of all of them. How am I missing this guy? Am I just overshooting him? I'm not really paying attention to where I'm shooting. There we go. Now we're getting some. We are steamrolling these guys, and that is definitely a thing that is happening. Alrighty, stop to type something there for just a second. And we got Riga and Alaska over here, teamed up with Izumo and Georgia. We are outnumbering these guys, but those are 4 tough ships, so if our heavy boys kind of walk in there one at a time, we find ourselves in a difficult situation. Put out my fires. Well, I feel like this is a one game, so we can afford to be a little
форсированном
foolish.
режиме.
Not very foolish. You never want to be the guy who gets accused of throwing the game away. This is unfortunate because I don't get to demonstrate my super heal. But maybe if we get in here and get a little damage, we can demonstrate our super heal. Take a little damage, that is. Its fire's okay. I should check the fire chance on this thing. I believe my captain adds a little bit of fire chance as presently trained. Torp angles are not huge, but they're okay. They're not that great. Damage me, Alaska. There we go. It's decent. A little more, please.
Неполадки устранены.
Now there it is, look at that. Let's hit that super heal and let's watch how fast we heal up. Oh no, they lit me on fire again? Ouch. I know, I am literally just saying damage me, please. But here's what's crazy, I have 2 fires on me in a destroyer. And I'm presently out healing it. I'm about to run out of some heal. And look at how much more I can have. This J-hole in the venom. Hello, sir. I know that I got in your way earlier. Oh, wow. That is aggressive. I believe I'm going to kill this Riga.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
Gotcha. Alright. Well, it ended up being kind of a fun game because of my insane dive there at the end. I would not have done that if we weren't ahead. 41,000 damage is not a huge number. Almost all of that is with those torpedoes, wasn't it? I guess, you know, I had a few gun hits earlier too. There's that Venom guy. Oh, he's ranked out. He's a fancy boy. I bet you he's pretty good, actually. However, we were all over each other, probably because we both thought the same places were the place to be. Real quick, I'm going to edit this layout. Because it's dumb. Well, I guess we'll stay on this one. Okay. All right, man. I hope you don't mind. I kind of just want to keep running tier 9s. Is that all right with you? I just want to keep running this boat for a little bit to kind of get a feel for it. Oh, it's not intentional, but it is the way that it works. There's a little bit of Twitch delay naturally. So I'm not on a configured delay. All right, let's do this. Talon, you're bringing in an 8. Uh-oh. I believe, looks like you'll be all right, but we'll take her in here, see what we can get done. All right, we got some 7s in here, so you're not totally out of alignment. Okay, well, let's take a look at things here. Iowa, Missouri. Obviously, you take the Missouri over the Iowa. The radar is a pretty nice add. Jean Barton, Georgia, we just talked about that in the last match. I consider that kind of a wash. Friedrich versus Musashi. Musashi's probably the better boat. Friedrich, for me, is more fun because I'm not a real good sniper of ships. So I'm going to lean towards Alpha to help the side that only has 1 destroyer. So I'm going to head that way. Give it a little 07 here. Let's see. Colorado Nice Now. Nice Now is probably more fun again because it's got torpedoes. That's probably a wash in my book. Nagato Scharnhorst. I would prefer the Scharnhorst because I like its faster reload, and for slapping destroyers, or excuse me, cruisers, and like tier battleships, it's really great. It's going to be a struggle if that Scharnhorst comes up against our Iowa or our Jean-Barbie. Ibuki and Rune. I'm going to go the unpopular opinion and say I like the Ibuki better. My Rune, I think, is haunted or cursed or something. I cannot get a win in it, although I keep getting 6-figure damage, so I don't know what to say about the Rune, but for me, it's got to be the Ibuki. Talon and Mogami. My playstyle suits better to the Mogami, but I think the Talon's actually a better boat. Radar, decent guns. Talon's pretty tough. So I'd go Talon probably on that one. York and Surrey, those are both terrible. I would just opt to have 11 players on each team. Neustrashimy and Chungmu. I would take Neustrashimy. Man, I actually really like the Chungmu because it's a Fletcher, which is a good boat. Long smokes, the deep water torps, but Neustrashimy is probably more capable and a better boat overall because it can torp everybody. It's got decent guns, good smokes, super heal. Come on, Neustrashimy. It's got to be me. Kid versus Benson. I don't know anything about the Kid. As far as I can tell, it's another American destroyer, so that's a wash. I don't know if the Kid has something special. If you do, and you know, friggin' get in the comments or whatever. Tell me. Or get at me on Twitter. Tell me, why is the Kid special? Hashtag the Kid is special because. Akizuki versus Kiev. I am also a weirdo who really likes the Kiev, but it's not as good a boat, I don't think, as the Akizuki on the whole. So for me, that's a wash, but I think for most people, they take the Aki. I'm stepping into A, but I don't plan to stay here. Our Jervis is AFK, or being a total dork. He's just being a dork. He's coming in now. So I just wanted to step in here, see if I could draw a radar, which I could not. You didn't like the Kid? Why man K-Boy says he doesn't like the Kid. Akizuki Kiev, Jervis Blizkowika. Jervis is really capable. It's got acoustics. It's got lots of short smokes. It's that British configuration is a really utilitarian good boat. Blizka is no slouch either. I think that's a wash probably in those two boats. Just depends on your playstyle. No, I just did one gun's worth. I wanted to shoot both of them. Oh no, Benson!
Двигатель выведен из строя. Неполадки устранены.
I'm gonna trust in the super heal here. In fact, I'm gonna use it right there. That's a pretty good amount of health. It's not the biggest, but it's a decent amount of health. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did in the last match, which is kind of bail out of my smoke so that they waste torpedoes on the smoke where I'm not. That sucks on a boat like this one that has long smokes because it's sort of wasteful, as I had commented before. But it's what I'm going to do right now because I think my ship is more important than that smoke. Scharnhorst knew what he was getting into, dodged all of my torpedoes like a real wiener. But we'll we'll fire him up here in a second. Oh wow. That guy's a jerk. And the Jean Bart. I am detected. Let's see why he's being so spicy. Here's a guy with 2,200 games telling everybody how to live their lives. He's pretty good though, so I will grant him that. Torpedoes back in 3 seconds, and then again 12 seconds. We're going to come out over here. My detectability is 5.6, and we are going to put that to work. Scharnhorst is probably likely to see me. So I'm going to launch the torps early. got secondaries on me as well. I don't know which way he's going to turn. I think if he's wise, he could probably turn in. He just might not turn at all, in which case I might torpedo him to death. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, we got that guy. No worries.
Линкор противника уничтожен.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Neustrashimy. See, now I can't tell if Shirigami is being sarcastic or not, because he was being sarcastic earlier. Let this be a lesson to just play it cool and work with the team you got. I'll give him a thank you. I don't know if he's on our side of the map either. I think he's on the other side.
Вижу крейсер противника.
Throw a few shells at the Benson here. I was trying to get myself a little bit safer. But I think if we kill this guy, I'm even safer. Now, we will not torpedo towards that guy. I'm going to put that fire right out. Somebody else can see me over here, and I don't know who it is. It must be the chunk
Неполадки устранены.
who's within. Or, yeah, my shooting. Never mind, I got tons of people inside. Okay, we're sneaky again. I've only got 2 more hull repairs. I'm going to hold it a little bit. And I'm not going to shoot at the Chungmu. I'm going to let you guys shoot at the Chungmu for a second, because I need to stay stealthy so I can torpedo this Musashi, which provides more value to my team. This Musashi's no dummy, I assume. No, he's a skilled player. So I'm going to put 1 set of fish right out there. He's going to dodge those entirely. So I'm going to hit my hull repair, see if we can't, or not my hull repair, my turbo. See if we can't get up behind him and dump the other set out. So just as he's feeling safe, he'll suddenly feel very unsafe. That's going to be my, I hope, in my dream here. Move some windows around on my screen. Give me just a moment. He backed up, he dodged my torps, just like we knew he would. I'm going to lead him a little bit with those ones. I'm going to puff some fresh smoke.
Дымогенератор запущен.
Shoot the rune. I think the Musashi's going to dodge these too, actually. Which, again, he's a high-skill player. I can looking at his history in games.
Постановка дымов завершена.
The fact that he's making that corner, though, does put him at risk slightly. Unless he can see those by now, which I think he probably can. So he's going to dodge them entirely, unless he oversteers into that one. Which, oh, yeah! 7,000 damage, so much torpedo protection, especially at an oblique angle like that. I don't know if that actually affects it, but it seems like it would. We are getting kind of punked here, which I don't like. I'm going to try the AP on this broadside Surrey. Here I'm going to take advantage of my smoke, staying in the smoke here as best we can.
Внимание, обнаружен эсминец противника.
Because he knows that's just straight foolishness. Here comes the rune.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
Alright, I gotta get moving. As much as I want to try out my hull repair, I'd rather just not take the damage in the first place. Oh shoot, rune. Yeah, I'm about to use that hull repair. Yeah, let's hit that. My goodness,
Башня главного калибра выведена из строя.
Let's see if he overcommitted himself.
Двигатель выведен из строя.
Oh, those are gonna hurt. No, he didn't.
Вижу линкор противника.
And unfortunately, the rune, like many German boats, has 2 turrets out back. I'm not going to waste those torps on him. I'm going to run. I turned out. He got a good piece of me there. I'm just going to let my guns try to get quiet and get hidden. Not hidden yet. Oh, son of a gun of fire. Come on, fellas.
Пожарная тревога.
I am coming around. I'm going to hit this repair, or the damage control, and we are going to move up in this place.
Неполадки устранены. Внимание, командиры. Передаю координаты цели.
Gosh, a cluster of ships over here.
Двигатель в форсированном режиме.
Really tempted to use my last hull repair right now. I don't think I should, but I might. I want to save it a little bit more. Yeah, that guy on our team's particularly spicy. He's a lot of fun to play World of Warships with. Musashi's gonna stop in there. Yeah, I was gonna wait. And we lost. I'm confident I will be voted down by that guy. That's okay. I'm gonna give him a report for being unsporting, because he basically just was sassy to everybody the whole time. He might be a really great person. I don't know, but he needs to learn how to cool it. All right, then we're gonna dive into stuff here and go do it again, buddy. All right, another tier 9. Neustrashimy. Neustrashimy. Weird. I'm trying to sound it out. Ooh, Kirikaze! Dude, we're gonna straight punk some kids. All right, looks like they found us a match. Did I hear no CV? Is that what you said? Sorry, I had to close my office door there. Let's go check it out. Oh, and is this a small match? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people per side. Interesting. Okay, well, let's check it out. Minnesota and Iowa. I don't know anything about the Minnesota. I just know that it's a crazy new line and it does not fit my playstyle at all. So I would take the Iowa, but I think there are some people out there who are being very effective with these new battleships. So that's a real live possibility that the Mini could be better. Izumo and Jean Bart. I'd probably go with the Jean Bart because that sounds like a hoot. Izumo is a great boat. It's fine, but Heisen, somebody's already got a Heisen. Wow, I don't know anything about it. I know it's got big old guns, and not very many of them. Versus the Freddy G. So you got to go Heisen. You got to go with the new guy on the block. Soyuz versus Heisen. Same thing in reverse. Alaska's a wash. DZ is a wash. Azuma and Ibuki. I mean, you have to go with the Super Cruiser Azuma. I believe it's going to have a lot more hit points. It's going to have probably better range than Ibuki as well, so you got to go Azuma. Kit versus Fletcher, that's tough. I like the Kit better, but the Fletcher is an excellent all-rounder boat, and there are very few situations where it is not going to be an effective choice. Neustrashimy versus Jutland, you got to go Nuestra. Come on, why wouldn't you? Although the Jutland is a really competitive boat at Tier 9. It's one of the better tech tree boats out there. Chungmu and Ostergotland. I don't have an Oster G yet, but we'll get there eventually. I like the Chungmu, and I like the Olin, so I probably will like the Ostergotland as well. So I think that's probably a wash, just depending on playstyle. Probably just gonna do another couple of matches of this and then probably call the stream quits, but I wanted to capture this one just as we were going here. First impressions of the Neustrashimy.
Двигатель в форсированном режиме.
Man, is that torpedo going to get me? I'm going to be really cheesed
Вижу крейсер противника.
if that happens. I am used to being able to dodge torpedoes like this easily in these Russian boats, and that was not easy. I had to use a turbo and turn. No thank you. So that must be Ostergotland. Those are probably pretty fast torps, or maybe those are Ostergotland torps. Those were probably Fletcher torps. Oh my gosh, that was very scary. Scary. All right, what's going on? What's this Freddy up to? I'm going to lean out here and make sure that they don't just walk up here and take A for free. No caps should be free. I'm going to turn off my AA guns. We've been talking about that. But I got a spotter plane here from the Ibuki up. So I don't want him to accidentally see me if he wanders within 6 kilometers of my ship. Just gonna put a couple of salvos out there. Oh, there's the OG now. OG is gonna be a scrapper if he gets in here. He knows he's detected, so he's concerned right now, and he doesn't know who it is just yet, because I did not get spotted. I'm gonna turn up a U-turn here because I want OG torps to not surprise me. If it's anything like the Olin, those torps reload very fast. Olin reloads in 59 seconds. And he just launched them, but it's been about a minute, right? So there's no way he wouldn't have more. Look at that, there's a set right now. Am I gonna hit that Ibuki? Maybe, are they fast enough? I might get one, looks like I'll get one. Pop, pop. Gotcha. Woo. Well, I'll take that. I'm gonna get some stuff going. I did. I've had it for a little bit. Hey, Scott, welcome to the stream, man. I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy this. 300,000 is 2 ships with a coupon, right? That is so much coal. that I decided I would throw this together and then shoot a little first impressions, first battles stream here, and then maybe it'll wind up on the YouTube channel. You can check me out there, Clyde Plays on YouTube. Got a couple of Heisens in this match, so we're starting to see those out here. There's my boy, he's coming in. He got hungry and he got brave. Just don't have a rate of fire in this thing, right? Again, that's just more evidence to me. And it was obvious from the beginning that it's not a gunboat. But the guns it does have are good. There's just two of them. Two doubles, that is. And I need to leave him a little more, don't I? And the reload is not the thing to optimize. Ooh, knocked out his engine. Let's pop out of here and gun him down.
Постановка дымов завершена.
If I can keep him spotted, I'm getting support here. I got Heisen and Izmo here who are very motivated to get him killed. And he's probably motivated to torpedo them. They'll give him more damage. He does know if he kills me, they're easy peasy. So as long as I'm alive, he's in trouble. And he's got support as well. So we definitely want to make sure that I don't stay spotted forever.
Пожарная тревога.
But I think he's going to be able to do that to a certain degree. So I've got that big heal. I'm going to use it here a little bit early.
Неполадки
Scott
устранены.
says, I've seen a few Heisens this week. The Song of the Whale. Yes, sir. Concur. Now that Ibuki's a little torp shy because I just torpedoed him a second ago. And so he is sailing away. Those torps are all going to not find a home over there. So we'll see them basically run out of fuel and get nothing done. I don't really want to chase this OG any further than I need to, so I'm going to turn south, which might set me up for another torpedo shot. My torps will be back in about 55 seconds. And I'm going to want to put them in the water just as soon as I can. There they go. The torps just ran out of juice, as expected. OG's up there somewhere. Those torps, or those battleships are going to get torped. Hopefully Alaska can radar them, maybe? I don't know. Not really my concern, because that Ostergotland is probably faster than me. Yeah, I definitely think a lot of folks were sitting on coal waiting for the Christmas coupon. I concur. Is WGCC, is this a Wargaming community contributor? Angry Nerd? I've never heard of this person. I think I'm pretty safe from destroyers. There's no reason I shouldn't just go over here and get closer. Make this angry nerd a little bit angrier. There's the Ostergotland. Way over there. And our Izmo and our Heisen are still alive, so that's good.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
That Ibuki running away is really putting these folks at risk. Fortunately, I flew too close to the sun and I got spotted. I wonder how smart this person's going to play this. No matter what they do, it's not dumb. They're doing something to disrupt my shots, but I don't know if they're going to have actually stopped me from achieving my goal. That looks like a pretty good set of
Пожарная
torps.
тревога.
Maybe just a couple.
Неполадки
Oh,
устранены.
maybe just one. That's a good dodge on the part of the angry nerd. I am going to get out of here and I'm going to shoot at this Ibuki instead. Nice job, Angry Nerd. And sadly, I'm going to abandon my smoke and leave that for them. Try to keep that smoke on the opposite side of me in that boat. My detectability is now down to 5.6. I'm using that smoke as though it were an island. Now I'm good. I just gotta wait for torpedo reloads to occur. Now if their Ostergotland gets back, I'm in big trouble. With the Ibuki gone, I'm actually fairly safe. And the Heisen is moving off. He's leaving, which is good for me. Yeah, I suppose if you were a CC with your own clan, that wouldn't make any sense. Put one out and count to 3. No, I'm just sending one. We're just gonna send one. Whoa, did I get spotted for a second? Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I can see that Angry Nerd is skilled. However, he's in a really poor situation right now. At least until his OG gets down here to back him up. He's probably yelling at his team in chat, like that guy in our last match. He's about to take 2. Oh man, if he dodges again, okay, good. He's in a really poor position, and I'm putting him there. This isn't something he did on his own. His team kind of bailed on him, and then I'm not letting him alone. He needed that Friedrich to get some acoustics going and to be brave. Or he needed his Ostergotland to come back south. I'm just chasing this guy for damage, which is probably not the best way to win this match. So what I'm going to do is throw another set at him right here, and then I'm going to turn and run, because I've got some stuff to cap. I got work to do. What I'm hoping is that FDG sails off, leaves Bravo. Yeah, the torps on this thing are nice. I think they're probably what one might call good enough. That might be a good shot right there. Now Ostergotland is capping Alpha out from under me. Which is sort of the opposite of what I need him to be doing. I need him to be dying. He's gonna thread that needle. Oh, he's not! He's not gonna thread the needle.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
Fantastic. I'm gonna hold. I was gonna try to shoot that guy to death, but he is hull repairing right now. Yeah, I needed the flood.
До конца боя осталось 5 минут.
And Friedrich is again ignoring me. That guy could have put a stop to this. But he didn't. And that's really, really unfortunate for Angry Nerd over here, who is having a tough time with me. I'm really hoping that Waimea is going to be able to take Delta. Right, that was a big help right there. Okay, I'm going to turn in and go all in on this Heisen. Looks like we're going to win it. I did a lot of suboptimal warshipsing. where I just sort of like picked on this one ship the whole time. Farming the heck out of this dude. Yeah. We did get the pizza party, 106. Which is all friggin' good. Scotty, you want to join the division? Cool. This battle will be over here pretty quick. And then I think we'll take it from there.
Дымогенератор запущен.
Angry Nerd is very excited about shooting at me right now.
Постановка дымов завершена. Башня главного калибра выведена из строя. Неполадки устранены.
I might get sunk. Oh no, it seems very likely. Well, that didn't go great. What are you running, a naked Kitakaze out here? Come on, man. Slap a coat of paint on there. I mean, you look great. Classic, you know? A lot of people don't go for the classic look anymore. Don't forget the Jutland as well. Shut it. Oh, man. Welcome, welcome. We are working on some Neustrashimy battles here tonight if you're just joining us, so thank you for dialing in. I just got blapped in the Nuestra, but we're learning what it's good at, what it's not good at. At the beginning of this stream, we walked over a lot of the capabilities of the ship. We compared it to other Russian DDs. We talked about its super heal. We talked about whether or not it's a gunboat or a torpedo boat, so check that out if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, swing by my YouTube channel. I'll probably land there in a few days' time. That Alaska has been up there protecting his hit points for a while, but we might need him to use them and to join the crew down this way. I'm going to leave us centered here on this Kitakaze, and I'm going to go make it a quick hit call. I will be right back.
Наша команда близка к победе.
Hey, looks like we did it! Victory. Fantastic. So there we are. Let's take a look here. 112,805 damage, landed 6 torpedoes. Again, slightly false there. Because that Heisen and I were just picking on each other, and obviously in a 1v1, I'm going to be able to stay out of range and just smack him with torps. So probably artificially high damage here, right? And my contribution to the battle was really not as high as 4th place, which is where they put me on the scoreboard there. Probably because that damage artificially inflated. I should probably belong down here, 5th, 6th, something like that. 86,700 damage almost on that Hyzen. Very abusive behavior from me. But really, it was his team that left him hung out there, which was no great. Ooh, hey, Twitch containers. Cool. Hey, I got one too. Spoiler alert. I'm also watching my stream. Let's send that invite to Scott. We'll pull him into the division as well. I wanted to do maybe 1 or 2 more Nuestra battles, and then after that, I don't really care what we play. Still kind of swinging for the fences, getting the hang of this thing. That was only battle number 3. I completed a campaign thing. Let's check it out. And it was one of these, Ships and Fates. Guess we'll throw one of those in there. Alright, we got a lion and the Neustrashimy. And Waimea is looking for a boat of his own. Do that derp division again. We're gonna take a Talon in. Okay, okay. Gonna open a couple of containers here and then we'll get rolling. That's true. Yeah, we haven't played with Waimea here in a while, so it's nice to have him online. Not only on the stream, but in ships. He took a little break there leading up to the Christmas season. Yeah, yeah. Got snowflakes, yo. Luckily, the snowflakes are a little bit easier this time. You know, we've got the 300 XP, you know, as the floor. You don't just have to win. You've just got to... Or you can also just get experience points. Islands of Ice. Alright, we're gonna bounce in here and do a little bit of Epicenter gameplay. I'm gonna wager the Epicenter gameplay is probably... This boat's probably pretty decent at it. Oh, and we've got a snowstorm. All of a sudden it just got dark over my boat, you know? Like it was suddenly shaded. Alright, I am the only destroyer versus their Jutland. I'm going to try to play kind of conservatively, and hopefully I don't get dumped. So we'll just we'll take it easy here. Blocking, or no, I'm capping center, which means Jutland's in the middle, and is almost certainly hiding behind an icy island up ahead. Now, Jutland has acoustics. I do not, which is going to mean it is particularly dangerous. I knew it. I knew I was going to get blocked. Jetman stepped back out to middle ring. Well, I am going to step into central ring. Center. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Are you covering all of the middle with your radar? He's getting a point gain. I'm being outplayed. Don't necessarily scoot out. That's not required. He is in middle right now. He's blocking me. But he's almost certainly hiding behind an island where no one can hit him. I'm going to block their points in mid. You guys are blocking mid now, aren't you? That's gonna let me block center. We gotta status this out. We gotta be smart. They gained 70 points just from that middle ring. We let that happen. 70 points is a lot. That's the swing of a destroyer kill, basically. $75. Okay, Jutland bounced out of middle, or center. He's in middle ring, probably. Venezia should not be in there. I'm not going to tell him to get back, but that's a poor place for him to be. No sensors. Smack in the middle of a map where everybody's pointing their guns at the middle, waiting for eyeballs on a destroyer. Almirante Rivia is gonna die. Venezia is he's a kind of a waiting in the wings kind of person.
Сейчас не могу.
Giving up my position here. Spotted. Not great. Venezia just dumped that freaking Smolensk. And their Kansas went down. Okay, we are getting middle ring cap, so I'm going to step out there to support that. Oh man, these guys are going to get steamrolled. Look at this Minnesota.
Дымогенератор запущен.
Nice job.
Постановка дымов завершена.
Alright, you guys are blocking that middle ring. I'm not going to participate in it for the moment. So now the points have swung back in our favor thanks to a couple of battleship kills. We're actually even on kills right now, but we've been blocking middle ring and we've been holding center. We just lost another ship. It stinks. hopefully we keep blocking that middle ring, and that's going to let us get caught up and ahead again, overcoming the ship deficiency. Uh-oh. Found the jet.
Двигатель в форсированном режиме.
Oh shoot, those were bad shots.
Пожарная тревога.
Chapman's gonna come in and acoustics me.
Двигатель выведен из строя.
He doesn't even have to because I beached like a fool. Landed 2 torpedoes on that Thunderer. That is good. Let's get the heck out of here. I'm fixing my engine, which is a little bit risky.
Неполадки
Because
устранены.
what if I get set on fire again? Or something more important breaks. But I also need to get out of there. There he is, my good pal Jetland.
Пожарная
Oh my
тревога.
gosh, curve first. Get off my junk.
Неполадки устранены.
Super heal, please. Yes, please. Alright, let's go. We were doing okay. Now I feel like we're doing less okay.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
And this boat is still slow. Did I mention that it's slow?
Команда противника получила преимущество.
Did I already complain about that? If not, I'm doing it now. Okay. First has me on acoustics, and I'm driving the slowest ship on the planet. How did I go from 5.9 to 5.4 so
Двигатель выведен
flipping
из строя.
fast? That is not real.
Неполадки устранены.
That was bullshit.
Команда противника близка к победе.
Let me just go in here. I'm going to drop a quick emoji. Not that one. There it is. that was not fun. It was frustrating and irritating and stupid. But that was a situation where the Jutland had pretty good maneuverability. He was within range on me, which was good, and the Kerfers uses sensors to catch me out. I had turned back right a little more than I should have, and because of his heading and his speed, he was able to cut into just a whole half a kilometer in me looking around. It went from 5.9 to 5.5 very quickly, and again, because of my maneuverability, once he saw me, he could make turns. He could turn that rudder, point his boat at me, making it very difficult for me to get away from him. And that's just what happened. That was very unfortunate. All of it's perfectly explainable. It's not BS. The game's not broken. It's not stupid. I just didn't get away. Top guy, which I'll take. Top guy in a loss is still a loss, but my average damage from the first 3 battles was 65.7. In this battle, we did 63.1. So, keeping up with that, landing torpedoes. Luckily, I got those 2 torps on the on that Thunderer, I assume. Yeah. And yeah, he must have flooded. Yeah. Oh, that poor guy flooded for more damage than the torps did. I didn't realize that was where I got that other damage. I was a little surprised when I saw the number. I wasn't really tracking it while I was alive. Oof. Alright. A new personal mission has been assigned. Hey, I completed a campaign. What's up with this? Hey, that's the Strasbourg mission. What are my rewards? Yes, Chang'an Santa. Or Pan-Asian, I guess Chang'an is the ship, or Chang'an. Woo! Santa achieved. What? Oh, okay. I thought it was telling me I had to finish all of these. Yeah, you had a Monarch style game. This mission is just not available for 2 days. Okay. Woo. I was alarmed there. I'm gonna minimize this for a sec. Let's unlock that task. Win 1 battle. Well, you're not making that hard, are you? Although, I did just lose that battle, which was not great. That one has to be done in the Furitaka, which I'm not going to do. That one has to be done in the Heisen. So none of those make any sense. If we go back to this campaign... That's not happening. Alright, this is the only one that makes sense. Maybe pick up those rewards. Okay. No. We're not converting anything. That's ludicrousness. Is that right? I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, yeah, you're right. Got to get that Strasbourg. Well, we're working on it. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, well, since I don't have one of those, we don't need to worry about it. I think actually right there we'll wrap the stream up and just close that down. I just wanted to get in and play some matches in the Neustrashimy to check that out. So I ran through 4 battles there. Did pretty decently all in all. I don't know what the win-loss was. Looks like 2-2. So right in there at 50% wins and losses. Decent damage throughout. Looks like I've got green damage. decent PR and stuff just from what we've done tonight. I think there's plenty more to see in that boat, so obviously it's going to enter my regular rotation and a fun Tier 9 premium. So thanks for tuning in and checking this out. If you're watching it on VOD later, that's fantastic. Let me know, make some comments, swing over to YouTube, subscribe to me there, and follow along, be a part of the Clyde Plays community. That seems kind of silly. It doesn't really exist yet. But one day it's going to be community. Don't you want to be a founding father? All right. Or mother. Get with it, you guys. Jeez.